Holy Gospel according to a Pharisee invited Jesus to dine with him, and he entered the Pharisee's house and reclined at table. Now there was a sinful woman in the city who learned that he was at table in the house of the Pharisee. Bringing an alabaster flask of ointment, she stood behind him at his feet weeping, and began to bathe his feet with her tears. Then she wiped them with her hair, kissed them, and anointed them with the ointment. When the Pharisee who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, "If this man were a prophet, he would know who and what sort of woman this is who is touching him, that she is a sinner." Jesus said to him in reply, "Simon, I have something to say to you." "Tell me, teacher," he said. Two people were in debt to a certain creditor, and one owed 500 days' wages, and the other owed 50. Since they were unable to repay the debt, he forgave it for both. "Which of them will love him more?" Simon said in reply, "The one, I suppose, whose large debt was forgiven." He said to him, "You have judged rightly." Then he turned to the woman and said to Simon, "Do you see this woman? When I entered your house, you did not give me water for my feet, but she has bathed me with her tears and wiped them with her hair. You did not give me a kiss, but she has not ceased kissing my feet since the time I entered. You did not anoint my head with oil, but she has anointed my feet with ointment. I tell you, her many sins have been forgiven, because she has shown great love. But the one to whom little is forgiven loves little." He said to her, "Your sins are forgiven." The others at the table said to themselves, "Who is this who even forgives sins?" But he said to the woman, "Your faith has saved you. Go in peace." Afterward, he journeyed from one town and village to another, preaching and proclaiming the good news of the kingdom of God. Accompanying him were the 12, and some women who had been cured of evil spirits and infirmities. Mary called Magdalene, from whom 7 demons had gone out. Johanna, the wife of Herod the steward chosen. Susanna and many others who provided for them out of their resources. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
First of all, I would like to thank Father Marcel and the parish priest for the warm hospitality they have given to us with Father Richard since we arrived here yesterday. Father has taken us care of us so well. We were so tired, and now we feel so refreshed and feel strong, energized to come to share with you about our missions. Secondly, I would like to thank the Bishop for having given us this chance to be here as Apostles of Jesus to share with you about our mission, about the mission of the Apostles of Jesus, where we work in different countries. And this gives us great encouragement, and at the same time, as we come to thank you, it also helps us together to share and recognize and know that the church is universal. My name is, I'm called Father Peter Maiza, and I come originally from Uganda. Currently, I stay in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And as I am an Apostle of Jesus, and the Congregation of the Apostles of Jesus, or the Institute of the Apostles of Jesus, was founded in 1968 by two Congolese missionaries. And these two missionaries had been working in the Sudan, and in 1964 they were expelled. The government expelled them, all the missionaries, claiming that they are not Christians, so the missionaries have to leave. And as they left, they came to Uganda, which is the neighboring country to the south, and they thought of starting a congregation which will be able to evangelize. And as they said, the aim was new evangelization. They wanted the new people, the new missionaries they are going to found to go back to evangelize the Sudan and then to evangelize, go around the world to evangelize. So since our foundation in 1968, we are about 400, and we work mostly in Africa, the Sudan itself. And we have missionaries also abroad in Europe. We have missionaries in Australia. We have our missionaries in Papua New Guinea. And we are currently, recently we sent our missionaries to Cuba. And here in the US, we have 72 priests working here. And this morning, I'm here, first of all, to thank you for your prayers. And secondly, I'm here to thank you for your financial support. And as I come to thank you, I also come to encourage you to continue supporting us. And we are grateful. We come with good news to tell you that your support is doing wonders. Your support is helping us to form new missionaries, to form young missionaries who will be able to be sent all over the world to go to evangelize. This year we have 19 deacons will be ordained, and we are growing very much in number. We have 5 minor seminaries, and we have now 1 major seminary. So those small seminaries fit the major seminary. And as I said, the funds which we get are the ones we use for forming or for educating and preparing the future missionaries. Also is used for day-to-day running of the Apostles of Jesus. And also we use the money to support our missionaries who are in the field. And at the same time, we also use the money to support our people where we go to evangelize. As you move here or you look around every church you go, there is always a church, and next to the church there is a school. And this has been the way the church has evangelized. They built the church, after the church they built the school, and the school they built the clinic. So in a way it's they kind of taking care of the whole person, spiritually, and then intellectually, also health-wise. When you are sick, you will go to the clinic where the church started. And most of the time, people are much more will go to that clinic than to the government clinic because they have great faith and trust in the people who work in that clinic. Most probably is run by the sisters, and that's will encourage them. And people will go there with great faith and trust that when we go there, we're going to get healed. When we go there, we're going to be taken care of very well. And our schools, we have schools in order to infuse, in order to teach our children our own values, our own Catholic values. And that is what even I hear here, the Catholic talking about the Catholic schools. So that is exactly what we are continuing to do wherever we go. And in some of the countries where we go, we'll find that the government is not so much active in the area, or the hospital is too far, or the school is too far. So as we build the church, we also build next week the school. Yesterday I was giving an example here. When I think any person here I will pick at random will be able to read for me here. And sometimes when I see Tairuk, I will say, I see someone reading, I will say, I wish that was my father. I wish that was my mother. My mother could not read, my father could not read, because they never went to school. But it's something great which you see someone coming to read and everybody participating in the liturgy. And how do you do that? You do that by not only teaching them in the church, but also starting a school in order to be able to read. So your funds goes very much to educating the young ones, to trying to help them, that they may have a bright future, that they may be good leaders in the future. We who are growing up with our own Christian values, Catholic values. At the same time, that's where also we get the vocations. Because if I came here and nobody knows how to read, and I am there saying Mass, and there is no school, if I'm transferred, or if I move, or I die, that's the end. Nobody else is going to do. And because nobody can read. Because there is no continuation. So there is that continuity. And as I said before also, there are some who are sick. So we have one of our priests who has started taking care of the children who are HIV positive. And we have that school in Nairobi, or that place in Nairobi in Kenya. And some of you sometimes go to Kenya. And if you go to Magadi, there is a house there which takes care of the children who are HIV positive. And that school or that house is run, and the money comes from your own charities, from your own contribution, and really your own sacrifice. And those children are able to live a day because you are able to give that money, and you are able to buy the medication and take care of them. They can't take care of themselves. They have to be reminded, they have to be given the medication in order to live. And if they stop, they will die. That is AIDS. If you are suffering from AIDS, you have to take your medication every day. And someone, a kid cannot do that by himself, but somebody has to remind, somebody has to give, somebody has to take care. So that is what we are doing. And we are very grateful to the Knights of Columbus. I have been here for some time. They are really doing a great job. They gave us the money also to buy for them a bus, and they can move from one center to another. They can pick them and bring them together. Apart from also taking medication, we also try to educate them. So that is a great help for those children, and we are grateful grateful to the Knights of Columbus for that. And they still continue to support them. They still continue to support us in our missions. So once again, as I come to thank you, and I want to encourage you not to give up, to continue supporting us, to continue helping us and helping the missions. Because then both of us are evangelizers. And to quote the words of John Paul II, he who said, there are others who go to evangelize. They go to the place physically. And those are the missionaries. And there are those who go by their own contribution, by their own support, financial support, by prayer. And that is you. You are supporting us with your prayers, with your financial support. And two of us together, we are able to continue this mission to evangelize. And as a conclusion, I would like to try to say some few words about the readings of today. They are so much focused on forgiveness, on reconciliation. And that is really at the heart of our own faith. In the first reading, we had the prophet talking to David. And David is, if you go back and read, you will see David getting angry and upset. But do not knowing that the prophet is talking about him. And afterwards he tells him, that man is you. You are the one, you killed Uriah. You took his wife and even you killed the husband. And that man is you. And David is remorseful. David seeks forgiveness. In the gospel, we had a woman who came here to show her own love of forgiveness, seeking forgiveness. And Jesus forgives her, and tells her that this woman as a sinner, she has recognized her own sinfulness and is seeking forgiveness. So as a result, he forgives her because she has loved him, because of what she showed. I don't have much time, but this is a great story to talk about. This is a great reflection, if we had time to reflect on the readings of today, about how this woman is able to show that great love, even as she came there, showing, crying, and even using her own hair in order to show that I am really merciful. I'm sure each and every woman here will bear with me. The hair is the most important thing on the body, one of the things. When I first came here, I would take Holy Communion to the hometown. And this lady always will tell me, Father, pray for me that I lie with my hair. The hair does not. And I just would open my eyes and say myself, I didn't know that. But she's praying, does not her hair want to fall off. I didn't know very much, but she was sick. And she was praying that her hair again. So the hair is the most precious thing. And he is using this hair to clean the feet of Jesus, which is supposed to be cleaned by a towel or something else. That's showing his clean. That's how precious beauty. What she has, she's using to show her remorse towards her own sinfulness. So once again, as we go back home, let us reflect on this and try to always take that first step of seeking forgiveness from God, seeking forgiveness from one another, and trying to forgive each other, trying to reconcile with each other. And that is how the community grows in faith, not only helping others, but also ourselves growing in our own faith by trying to grow together in the community, forgiving each other, the husband forgiving the wife forgiving the husband, the father and the mother forgiving the children, and so on, extending going to the neighbors. Forgiveness is very important in our own lives as Christians. And that's why I say, when we say our Father, if you reflect very well, you will always see towards the end we say, God, forgive me as I forgive. That I don't know how much time we think about that phrase, as I forgive others. But sometimes it becomes difficult for us to forgive each other. And that's why Pope Francis came up with the theme of mercy, of forgiveness during this year, to forgive each other, to move forward, always to leave that behind us and move forward as God always forgives us. That reflects the goodness of God, reflects the image of God He has created in the image of God, forgiving each other and going forward. Thank you so much for your support, and may God continue to bless you and bless you abundantly for making all the efforts to support the missions.